Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we have another DVD review for you guys. WWF No Way Out 2002. And this was just over 20 years ago at the time of this recording. And one of my favorite pay-per-views was always No Way Out. Just, the build to WrestleMania, the fallout from the Rumble. There was always a lot going on here that kind of gets overlooked a lot of times heading into WrestleMania. So yeah, of course, this was a big debut featuring the New World Order coming into the World Wrestling Federation. And it had been about a year since WCW closed by this point. Yeah, this was always a really cool moment that I always look back on, and, a lot of good memories. So yeah, let's get right into this, guys. First off, I really like this cover, the signage and whatnot, and then the NWO spray paint and little details like that. And we got kind of like a mesh background, paint splatter all over the place. And this was billed as a triple main event, New World Order. We got Taker and The Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H. Triple H was the Royal Rumble winner, just returned. And, again, another all-time classic moment there. Returning in the Garden in after missing, 6 or 8 months there in 2001. It was a really fun year. I always liked the Invasion, but man, I think Triple H would have added a lot to that. But he's back here, and he received one of the craziest pops of all time at the Garden that day. Heading into WrestleMania here, he's heading up against Kurt Angle. Pretty good stuff. And then we have Jericho defending the Undisputed Championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin. So just for comparison, I did bring out the old VHS tape. And yeah, this is pretty cool to see them both side by side. We got a little bit of extra paint along here with covering the New World Order stuff. And I always like the top spine. Very, very cool. So yeah, our spines are pretty similar. The old scratch logo. A little bit more detail on the DVD side, but it is there on the VHS. And they did kind of cover up, almost covered up the number here at the bottom. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, this always reminded me of the Breakdown pay-per-view, with the sign as the pay-per-view logo. So yeah, decent spines here. The old Federation scratch logo. So yeah, we got 54121 and 22 VHS and DVD. So there we go. So this was not a tape I originally had when it came out. I did buy it, many years later. But I did have a lot of the 2002 pay-per-views, as they were released. Take a look at our disc art. Again, really cool. With the NWO spray paint and whatnot. So we do have about a 3-hour runtime. Copyright 2002. Yeah, and I'm not sure if the heat match is on the DVD, but this was February 17th, 2002. in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Lethal Virus has been unleashed. Yeah, talk about 20 years later, Lethal Virus. And on the World Wrestling Federation, it's called the New World Order. So, yeah, very cryptic words there. And we have Hogan, Hall, Nash in classic NWO attire. So I was a big fan of their return or their debut in the WWF. You know, I know it's not looked back fondly, but you know, that was the stuff I was watching. You know, as it happened, I was a big fan of that. So I always look back at these some good times. So the Heat match, it was DDP and the Big Boss Man for the European Championship. Not 100% sure if it's on the DVD, but it's not listed anyway. And then we have we got a tag team, Turmoil, and yeah, a lot of teams here. Hardys, Dudleys, Christian and Lance Storm, the APA, Scotty Too Hottie, and Albert, and then Billy and Chuck. So decent stuff, and the winner would get a tag team title shot at WrestleMania. And I'm pretty sure WrestleMania was like a fatal 4-way anyway. They did a lot of multi-man tag team matches in this era, and they still do. So that's never really been a thing that's going to change. We had RVD versus Goldust, a brass knuckles on a pole match for the IC title. William Regal versus Edge, tag team titles, Taz and Spike Dudley versus Booker T and Test. The Rock versus The Undertaker, Triple H versus Angle. The guest referee was Stephanie. And then Jericho versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Undisputed Championship. Decent pay-per-view. The NWO, of course, gets involved at the end, costing Austin the championship. And then, you know, the event goes off the air with Austin getting beat down and spray painted by the NWO. Overall, pretty good show. I always like this event. You know, maybe not the best overall, but pretty enjoyable. You know, you're gonna have fun watching this. And this would be the last No Way Out under the WWF banner, as the company would change to WWE in May, and it would be the last No Way Out, you know, prior to the brand extension, which would happen shortly after WrestleMania. And then we would still have, you know, co-branded pay-per-views, but towards the following year, we would have, you know, brand exclusive pay-per-views, and No Way Out was one of those. SmackDown pay-per-view. You know, towards the end of 2002, they did introduce, you know, No Mercy, Armageddon. Those were, you know, Raw and SmackDown exclusives. So, pretty eventful show overall. So let me know your thoughts. As always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.